Now move over to the elections, and it's now just 10 days before Nigerians go to the polls to elect their president. CNBC Africa's Ummu Ibrahim joins us on the line from Abuja to review the latest in the build-up to the polls. Thank you so much, Ummu, for joining us. And of course, yesterday's protest in Abuja is perhaps a good place to start. Can you just give us a sense of what happened in Abuja? What are people asking for that is causing this protest in the capital?
There's been a lot of concerns. Just like you rightly said, we have only 10 days to go for the elections, and the concerns of people is the fact that quite a huge percentage of registered voters still don't have their PVCs, and they feel these might, stop them from exercising their right to vote. And so that was why people gathered at the INEC headquarters to protest and ask questions as to how they're going to be able to get their PVC. But what INEC is still saying is it will not spare any effort to ensure that all registered voters have their PVCs before the 14th of February.
Right. Well, so far, INEC is not budging on the calls to move those polls. Well, let's talk about the campaigns and how that is going in the north. Of course, what's interesting to hear about the car bomb right after President Goodluck Jonathan left a rally in Abuja, in northern Nigeria. I think that was in Gombe State.
Yeah, it was in Gombe State. It happened about 2 days ago, and the ruling party's candidate was at the eastern state of Gombe for a campaign rally. And then just some few minutes after he left, there was an explosion. And there are also reports that also indicate that there's been quite a lot of, clashes from the supporters of both parties already clashed in, street battles. They have killed several people. So the concerns of the citizenry at this stage is still security, because both parties, as both parties are stepping up their campaigns, to attract votes, so are the, Boko Haram militants stepping up, their campaign of violence ahead of the election. And
right.
This has caused some people to even say the elections may not hold in some parts of the northern part of Nigeria, but I cannot really say INEC's position with regards to this at the moment.
Right. Of course, let's talk a bit about that Boko Haram threat. It seems to likely be a major factor in these polls. Clearly, if there are no elections in some parts, like you were suggesting there, it may call into question the credibility of the polls and to what extent Nigerians' voices have been heard for these polls. And we also know that, of course, the opposition party's major candidate, Muhammad Buhari, is expecting a good showing in northern Nigeria. So anything that would shorten the votes will be something that could give them a certain level of concern.
But then again, what we've heard from both parties, they've said their focus will always be on security. And then again, I'm very sure INEC will do all that it takes, to ensure that the election takes place in all the 36 states of Nigeria. But both parties, both candidates have made a lot of promises with regards to this election, particularly ensuring that social security is something that is at the forefront of this election. So I really don't think the government will, spare any effort to ensure this actually happens.
All right, Ummu, thank you for that update. We'll continue to watch the elections, of course, and perhaps talk to you again